Welcome to Night Views as we discuss the latest storylines in all of sports. It's NFL season, so we talk a lot of NFL, also collegiate football, collegiate sports, basketball, and everything. When I'm doing sports, I'm always joined by Carlos Maswan, or Silos, if you don't know. What's going on with you, man?
What's up, man? Happy holidays to everybody. I hope everybody is full and ate a lot of food over the weekend. And, man, what a day of football it has been. As Sil likes to say, this is football weather that we are watching right now in this Bills game.
Yes.
It's crazy, man. It is crazy.
What's crazy is the score. The Buffalo Bills. Now, of course, coming into this game, we've been seeing how the 49ers been kind of slipping and going. And we'll kind of talk about the Niners' problems, but I just want to celebrate the Bills for a second because I know the story after this is going to be what's wrong with the Niners, right? So we'll talk about it. But the Bills, 9-2, going to be 10-2, leading their division, already beat the Chiefs. So they have the tiebreaker if they're tied in losses. So are we buying the hype of the Bills? Because I've seen this version of the Bills a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of know how that ended prematurely. So do you feel anything? I feel something different, though. What do you say with that, Carlos?
There's no Stephon Diggs here. That's the difference.
So addition by subtraction, basically.
Yeah. I feel like you got a lot of these people who really believe in Josh Allen. You always felt like there was always that when Diggs was there, and no knock on Diggs, but when Diggs was always on this team, you always felt like, whose team is this? Is this, Diggs? Is it Josh? Like, who's the actual guy, the star you got to rally behind? Who's going to get the troops together? And Josh, since day one of this season, has been proven to us that he's Voltron, man. He's gonna go out there and do what he has to do to score, And especially now he has Mrs. Hawkeye on his arm. This man's living life right now. So
yeah. Like I said, congrats to Josh Allen. Got one of the baddest chicks in Hollywood. Put a ring on it. So Haley Steinfeld, if y'all don't know out there. Hey, Josh Allen's living good, man. Super quarterback, MVP candidate, team is looking pretty good, and and personal life doing well as well. So that's all around W's right there for the Bills. Now, as we say, are we buying the hype? Because I always like to look at the schedule, going ahead for these teams. So I finally figured out a way to pull up the schedule. So tonight, like I said, they're going to get this win against the Niners, right? And then they got at Rams, at Lions, very next two games. We're going to find out real quick how serious they are because this version of the Niners, this isn't top competition right now with, the 49ers right now. Like, you're supposed to be pacing them like this. But we're going to find out real quick. I will say the next two games, they're going to lose one of the next two games. It was the Rams or the Lions. On the road, you're going to get clipped one time here. But it's going to show me if they're going to be competitive.
Yeah, to be honest with you, though, as great as the season the Lions have been having, same thing with the Eagles and even, Baltimore. We saw what happened with them today with the Eagles. They look as great as they look. They also look very beatable. And it would not surprise me if the Bills is that team that, the Baltimore, the Eagles, the Lions, they'll catch the Bills,
Well, who looks beatable?
I'm saying that those three other teams, the top teams right now, Lions, Eagles, and Baltimore, as great as they have been, because they've been really good this season, those three teams, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills come in and knock them in the mouth. And beat those teams.
Well, in the AFC, I give you that. Like the Ravens, and we'll talk about them in a minute. We kind of know what version of this team is now. So the rest of the AFC, the Bills, they already took out the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be scared of anybody right now. So yeah. Now on the NFC side, we'll definitely touch on that because I'm kind of looking at what the Eagles are doing, kind of seriously. I'm like, okay, you kind of got my attention. What they just did. So
today was a big W for the Eagles today.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so as far as the Bills, like I said, we don't want to spend too much time on this game. You know, in the snow, so you know, not expecting a lot. But one thing we do got to touch on is obviously the injury. Christian McCaffrey went out, let's say, with a knee.
Yeah.
This is tough, man. This is tough because you kind of had a lot to say on this pre-show, and so this is probably a good time to touch on just the Niners. They're getting whooped, but I think everybody realized injuries playing a big part of the season, right?
100%, 100%. And I feel like I understand when a player is healthy, you take him out there, you know. But this man literally came back from having two meniscus, what is it, a meniscus Achilles tear on both of his legs. And it's like, yes, he was healthy. He did what he had to do, and then he came back. It's like you guys were already in a position. You had lost Ayuk. You know, like you guys were trajecting to go forward already. Like you were already being ready to lose this season. Why force your guy to come back to them today? And I said it in our last show that this was going to happen. He was going to aggravate something and he was going to injure another piece. And look, right now, as we see, we don't know the full scope of it. We just know he has a knee. And you even mentioned it before the show. He's overcompensating. But that's as a player, and we've played sports, when you injure something, you start to rely on something else to make sure you don't get that same injury. The fact that he had it in both legs, like this was just a lose-lose situation for McCaffrey to come back in. I get it. We want to win, but you guys weren't in the position to win. Even if you did make it to the playoffs, and there's still time for them to make it there, but even if they did make it to the playoffs, how far are you going to get? You know, like if it was me, I would have sat him out for the whole season, you know, regroup this offseason, you know, trade Ayuk if I have to, and get ready for the next season. But no, they went ahead and went with it, man.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, like I said, injuries obviously big part of this. And it's funny you said probably early in the season you was like just shut down McCaffrey just before he came back.
Yeah, man.
In our sports chat, he was like, hey, he should just call this season a wrap. Y'all not winning nothing now. Look at their record here. They're about to be 5-7. So they're the worst team in their division. Again, injuries, we get it. But this is all snowballing. And you got, Seahawks 7-5 leading the division. They already beat the Niners head-to-head. Rams beat them head-to-head. Cardinals beat them. So they have no tiebreakers right now. They got to go out and beat them to even, get close. So the Niners are not making the playoffs. I'm just going to they're not making the playoffs, right? So this is tough. This is tough for, and I think what you said, the rebuild is trade Ayuk, trade Deebo Samuel, go ahead and pay Purdy. Go ahead and pay him $50 million, whatever, the market value is.
I agree with that. He deserved that spot. He, with what what he had to deal with this season, he's showing he's still that capable quarterback for that team, for that system. So I would say definitely pay him.
No, Purdy. I mean, I would say there's a lot. I would pick Purdy over a lot of different quarterbacks right now. Like I can't say like for sure. Am I going to say he's top 10 right now? No, I'd say he's upper half echelon quarterback, right? I think. Yeah. You gotta have the team, just like most quarterbacks. You gotta have the team kind of built around him. You need a running game, So I like Purdy. I know there's been a lot of arguments about him the last 2 years, but go ahead and pay him the market value, whatever that is. He shouldn't be the highest paid ever, or nothing like that. But let's revamp. I guess I'm more disappointed in the defense. With the Niners
and. One player you didn't mention, he's a great player, but I think with what he's done this season alone, with not having McCaffrey, I think this offseason Mason will be on the trade talks for a big piece, because I feel like Mason could go on any team right now and make an impact. And what he's doing today, McCaffrey goes down, he's over here, he's been running the ball like crazy. They haven't been able to score, but he's been there, that constant, hey, I need to step up for the team when our guy's not in there. So I think that'll be a big piece, and that'll open up a lot of things, even if you do go for some defense and, your line, It's tough, man. It's tough to see this team, man.
I mean, I say because of this, this is Shanahan, the Shanahan way, and he likes having a couple running backs, right? He had Mostert and other guys like he carries like 2 or 3 running backs. So I actually see them keeping Jordan Mason. Now, if another team was saying like, yo, we'll give you this draft pick and whatever, take on this contract, then obviously take the 2nd round, 3rd round, whatever they're gonna try to give you. But Mason, I think, is a piece in this actually, and he got banged up earlier too. Like it was crazy, but I think defense. The Niners, they used to just be like, just a menace on defense, and I'm not seeing that pass rush. I'm not seeing them really stopping the run. I'm not seeing even really secondary. I mean, they got Fred Warner, all-world linebacker. He can't play 11 positions, right? He only can play middle linebacker. So. I mean, you got to really look at like, okay, we got to draft better. We got to cut some of these contracts. I mean, Bosa, he's been hurt too. He's one of the best, edge guys, but you need everything else, right? So you trade IU, get a couple draft picks. I think Debo, the offense will be okay if C-Mac's healthy, Jordan Mason healthy. You can get another receiver or two, right? So I think defense. They got to really look at defense.
Yeah, and it's like you said it best. Losing Boza, that was their identity on defense. And it's like when they lost him, they're still trying to figure out what they're trying to do on defense. So it's going to be interesting this offseason. That's what I can say.
Yeah, and the run they've had for the last like 5 or almost 6 years. They've been playoff contention, conference champion, Super Bowl. Every other year. So. This is a year you kind of take it on the chin, get healthy, but also look at the structure of your team. And, the Niners, it's good for the NFL when the Niners are playing better. So hopefully they get that together, man.
100%.
This is ugly right now. But as far as outside of that,
it's as ugly as that weather.
we're going to highlight a few games. Now, not really to really linger on the game. To speak.
Listen, man.
But there's been some, major news in NFL. The story franchise, Chicago Bears, my Bears.
Where's the air horns?
Has decided to fire their coach. Now you saw my response when the news first hit. I was very excited because all year we was like, okay, we know we have a quarterback. Caleb has showed that he is a gamer. He keeps them in every game, even though it's terrible coaching. It shows here 3 division games. They were within 3 points or less of all the division. Everyone's saying NFC North is so great. The Lions are so great. Vikings. Oh, my. The Bears should have beat all 3 of them if it wasn't for late coaching decisions. So Eberflus is out. What's your assessment of just if just from your standpoint? Obviously, I watch the Bears closer than you do, but what does this tell you about the Bears? Like, what could help with them? But then also too, the Lions ain't as scary as people thought either.
No. First of all, let's just get that out the bag. The Lions are playing. They ain't playing like lions. They're playing like little cats. I don't know what's going on with them. Like honestly, they got very like we talking about the Chiefs. They're lucky. No. Yeah. The Lions, my friend, are very lucky because if it wasn't for the fact if they would have just called call a timeout, do something,
just call a timeout.
Hit a field goal and not go for a Hail Mary pass and go to overtime. Like,
oh my goodness,
I've seen YMCA coaches coach better than the coaching staff in this Bears team, and oh man, when I saw this news, I was like ecstatic. I was like, let's go, finally something. The football gods.
and I think too, because like I said, Caleb Williams, he's just gotten better every game, and this is what I expected. I didn't expect to contend for a Super Bowl this year. I was like, let's just show me we have a franchise quarterback. No shot to Justin Fields, but you see he got benched with the Steelers for a reason.
Yeah.
He just can't make all the throws. Caleb Williams can. Like, this dude came out to ball this past month despite bad coaching. So this Detroit game, like you said, they're in field goal range. and they don't call a timeout. Now, some people said, okay, that previous play, Caleb Williams gets sacked with 30 seconds left. He's a rookie quarterback. He's playing on Thanksgiving. This is like prime time. This is the world is watching. He is just thinking, I got to make a play. I got to make a play because my coaching sucks. So he's not thinking of like, oh, should I call a timeout? He's just like, no, let me run this play. Let's run this play.
Yeah.
It's up to the coach to help your rookie quarterback. Say, hey, timeout. Let's regroup.
Or at least on the sideline yelling, hey, hurry up, hurry. That wasn't even like by the time
he was sitting there.
Yeah, by the time the coach, I think it was the offensive coordinator was the only one that's on the sideline yelling, hey, hurry up, hurry up. And everybody's just like, you see Williams, he's taking his time, setting up the and I'm just sitting there like, what is going on?
And it's like, I don't blame, like, he's a rookie quarterback. He's like, okay, they call in the play. He's like, okay, I got to hurry up. And then he's like, oh, he saw something in the coverage, so he was trying to change the play. Yeah. That's when he'd be like, hey, young buck, like, timeout, let's rein this in. Let's call the best play possible. Hopefully get something out of bounds or something, and then we'll kick a field goal. So that's the difference between good coaching and like incompetence. And because this was just one game, the previous game against the Vikings. Caleb Williams scores like 18 points in 4 minutes and sends it to overtime.
Yeah.
And it's like, help your rookie quarterback. And then I don't even want to talk about this Packers game. They get their field goal blocked. I can't.
It's crazy though. So it took all this for them to fire the coach. The thing is, to me, we've been talking about this these last couple of weeks that we've been on here. We've been talking about how bad coaching is. And here's the thing: we knew how bad the coaching was when your rookie quarterback is looking at the coach and telling him, "Give me plays." Like he looked at him and literally said, "Give me the plays."
It was one play. It was the Thanksgiving game. Well, actually, it was a couple games ago. They get stopped like it was like at a 38, like on the opposing teams, like it was driving pretty close to field goal range, and it was 4th and 3. And Eberflus is like, oh, I guess we got a punt. And Caleb Williams is like, no, like he's like the monster, like, no, we're going for this. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, stuff like that happens, or it was Eberflus will call a timeout when Caleb didn't want one. Like, it wasn't crunch time.
They weren't on the same
Caleb
page.
Was like, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's just like, bro, I'm just saying he's the franchise. This is how the NFL is right now. You got your guy, you got your quarterback for 10 to 15 years. So cater around him. So with coaching, they're talking about different names out there. They want a strong, minded head coach and things like that. So we'll see. I mean, this is going to be the hottest job. I wouldn't mind. I would not mind. But you just need like an offensive genius. You need that offensive guy to pair with Caleb. Like when Belichick was coaching, Josh McDaniels was paired with Brady, and they were scheming. So I don't mind Belichick at all. I would love for him to be with my Bears, but you need that offensive-minded guy, though, because Belichick will take care of everything else except offense.
Yeah. No, and that's all you guys need. You just need that because the defense is there. The defense has actually saved you guys a lot this season. And, man, if you get that offense on that same page, oh, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be scary for the league, and I'll be insufferable when we get our act together. We jump into a few other games here, just the highlights here on Night Views. We don't have time really to go over every single team, but I'm gonna just throw a few highlights, and then if Carlos thinks of some other ones, we'll kind of talk about it. But today, I gotta say, I was impressed. I said it last week.
Yeah,
I was like, I like the trajectory of the Steelers, and we'll talk about the Ravens. Like, I didn't like their trajectory, and that's how this week turned out. The Steelers, Mike Tomlin, you made the right choice again. Having Russell Wilson as a starter, pulling Justin Fields, though you were 4-2 with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
But you see the game like this today, 44-38, a shootout. It was a fun game if y'all caught any highlights of that. Right now, the Steelers 9-3, leading their division by 2 games now. I think they're going to win this division. I don't know. Okay. Are we taking the Steelers that seriously? Because now they're showing they can score some points, Carlos. Like, that has to mean something, right?
This right here, and we talked about this last week. They were winning games with just hitting field goals. Now you hit it on the nail right now. They're scoring now. What this Steelers team has done is revived Russell Wilson's QB career. Now, what I hope is happening right now, I really hope Fields isn't in his feelings. I hope he's in there and he's taking notes and learning, because if he sits back and actually studies the game, wherever he decides to go next season, even if it is, staying as the backup QB here for the Steelers, if he learns, because it's all about timing. If you seeing how Russell is playing this, he has that pocket, that time where he's like moving around, making the right decisions. It's being on the same page with your players. If Fields can learn that, he could be an elite quarterback if he gets to that level. But with what we're seeing right now, like, man, I'm happy for the Steelers, because it's been a very bumpy road for them, and yet they still found ways to win, and now they're doing it again with an actual quarterback. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're doing, I mean, like I said, they should be taking it a little seriously for sure, but their schedule coming up, they got Browns at home, which I think they'll avenge that loss with them, and then a great test at Philly, December 15th. But like I said, I think the Steelers, like they're already leading their division by 2 games.
Yeah,
I think they're in the driver's seat, and it just comes down to, okay, you win your division, you're in the playoffs. Can you go on a little run there? Like, I mean, just when it comes down to it, the Bills are, I think, top of the class of the AFC to me, and you got to keep the Chiefs up there until someone knocks them out, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if Steelers upset either one of those in the playoffs. All right?
In the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
So. I can. It's gonna sound crazy, and people may look at me nuts, but I can see them it being a close game against the Eagles and then pulling out maybe a field goal win against the Eagles if the Eagles come out and play like how they did today. Like, they were very sloppy to start off with. And Steelers is a team that you don't want to make mistakes, because they'll find ways to capitalize on them. So
yeah. Hey, like I said, the Steelers, they've had my attention for a couple weeks, and they've pulled off some good wins, and now we're getting in playoff mode. We're getting close to Christmas time, so we'll see what they do. Now, one more game I'll highlight, which a team that doesn't seem ready for Christmas here, the Baltimore Ravens. Falls to the Eagles. Now, this was an interesting game. It got kind of like ugly, actually. I was watching most of it, and first quarter is like, okay, Saquon's doing his thing, Derrick Henry, and then the Ravens just kind of stopped. Like the Eagles like punked them like 3 quarters straight, and I was like, whoa! Like the Ravens was like stuck on 12 the entire game until late. I'm like, okay, this says a lot. I mean, first, the Ravens, they are who we think they are. I think I just don't see them as a reliable team. This version of the team. But then I'm impressed with the Eagles. What did you get from the game, Carlos?
For one, the Eagles, that offense running through Saquon is like, that's what needs to happen from the beginning to the end. And here's the thing it was very noticeable here. You saw how in Baltimore, when Henry got punked right at the line by that rookie, that he got stopped and got trucked, right at the line of scrimmage. Right. There was some mistakes that Saquon was making. He was, he not mistakes. He was just getting stuffed at the line. But the Eagles didn't run away from that. The Eagles kept feeding him, kept running the ball, kept moving the ball around. Baltimore at one point, they took Henry out the game. They brought Hill in, and like they were trying to run it through him, and it's just like, how can your quote unquote one of your best players build that momentum, build that what's the word I'm looking for, like positivity in itself, to move on to the next play, if you're taking him out, especially on a big play like that you hear these announcers talking about how, oh my God, this rookie just took out the king, And it's just like it's been multiple weeks that we've been seeing that. Whenever it goes wrong with Henry, instead of going to him, they just remove him from the play, and then they revert back to being the other Baltimore Ravens that we've seen in the seasons past. So it's hard because like I don't want to say it's coaching because as a number one running back, there's only so many times I can put you in and you don't execute. And this game, they tried putting him in there, and he just couldn't. He was getting stuff at the line every time. So
yeah, like I said, the Eagles just they out toughed them, and it's rare you see the Ravens get pushed around like that. I mean, that's just really what it looked like. The playoff picture here, you got them in the 6th spot. I mean, they got the tiebreaker with the Chargers because they beat them head to head. The Ravens did. So, I mean, they're going to end up in that 5th seed. They're going to, win a couple and then lose another one or something like that. End up playing the 4th seed, which no one's scared of the Texans. So I can see a path for the Ravens to say, like, hey, we'll make the playoffs. We'll beat, whatever team that is. And then, but can we beat, the Chiefs or Bills in the playoffs? Like, that's going to be the question for the Ravens, because if they don't solve that, this season is nothing. It means nothing if they don't do nothing in the playoffs. So that's kind of where they're at right now. So
you mentioned Houston also, man. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence, man. That man had a crazy freaking hit that they pretty much almost knocked him out of the. Well, they knocked him out of the game pretty much. It was a sad thing to see, man. And then it was a whole fight that broke out in that game today. That was nuts. That was nuts.
Yeah, it's a Jaguar, so I didn't really put him in the itinerary, but
he got lit up, man.
It's messed up with the Jags. It's like he was supposed to have been the one, and I don't blame it all 100% on him, but the organization and they really build a worthy team for, that's how I look with the Bears. Do we have a worthy team? Yes, we do. We just need better coaching.
Yeah.
With the Jaguars, I don't know if the team they've had years to build this team around him.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to put it just straight on coaching. I just think the Jags, they just don't have enough talent. They just don't.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%.
It's too bad. It's too bad, for number one pick. And then, like I said, he got that dirty hit today. But it's good to see that his teammates, stick up for him. But, yeah, they got to rebuild again, which is kind of sad. It's probably like their second rebuild with him. They got to clean house and kind of, build from scratch because they're not contending for nothing. But so that's the Ravens right there. What you mentioned the Jags was a team you was kind of looking at. Any other teams that kind of stood out to you this past week? I know your team kind of didn't have the best Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man, it was rough. I think this offseason, as crazy as it's gonna sound, I think Tyreek Hill is gonna be having a new home. That's one of our
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I believe so, man. The amount of money that Hill is taken from the team, I think it's really hurting other areas that we need to improve on, and it's a big asset. We can get some decent, receivers because as you see with Tua's actually feeding the no-name guy, the rookie, the Smythe, and he's scoring every game. We can't get the ball to Hill because he's just not getting open, So it's tough. A lot happening. Me as a Dolphins fan, I'm depressed right now, so I'm not even trying to really talk about them. So we're just gonna move forward on that.
But you do raise a good point though, as far as what the course ahead. Because with the Dolphins right now, y'all 2 losses behind the Broncos, right? And y'all fighting with the Colts. They have 7 losses, just like y'all, trying to make some ground up.
That was a crazy game too today. The Colts. The Colts.
Yeah, the Colts pulled out a crazy one against the Patriots, and so they, like I said, they got 7 losses, so they're still in the hunt. For the playoffs. It's still early, so I mean it's still a lot of weeks. I don't believe in the Broncos that hardcore. I don't think the Broncos are gonna. I think the Broncos have 7 or 8 losses at the end of the season.
Yeah,
but as far as with your Dolphins, the way the team is constructed, they do really have to address, even with Tua back, Tyreek's not getting crazy numbers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's different if he's just, going like Randy Moss with Tom Brady, like every game. It's like, okay, no, keep this going, But we're not seeing that. We're seeing Tua, he is spreading the ball around. In a tough matchup with the Packers. There's nothing to really get upset about with that. Just, they had a tough loss right there, but tough team, I mean. But you do got to consider, how about Tua? Since you obviously he's perfect for this system.
Yeah.
I don't think no one can debate that now. This isn't just a plug and play thing. Like, he actually has talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we saw
100%.
this team without him in there, and we saw how that went for like a month, right? So how about, hey, Tua, let's kind of do what they just did with Josh Allen. Let's get rid of these high price receivers. Bring in a couple of veterans, draft a good rookie receiver. Where would you put that money at, though, since you kind of follow that team closer? Because I do think they should. I say trade Waddle too.
That's been
get rid of the big contracts.
Yeah, he's been on my list. For like since before the season even started. Waddle definitely is one because he's built some repertoire for himself. He's a nice trade asset out there. Our main focus needs to be protecting Tua, and that's fixing our O-line. Yeah. And now here's the thing. Okay. We have good offensive linemen. They're just always hurt. So we're relying on rookies. Yeah. We're relying on rookies that haven't really been out there, haven't been playing. And then that's why Tua is in these predicaments. Now, with that being said, if we do get rid of a Waddle and a Tua, a Waddle and a Hill, I personally will do what I can to keep Odell Beckham. I think that's a good veteran to have, especially if we got some young cats coming through. He can kind of coach them on the field type of thing. I would like to see something like that.
Yeah, I think, they should really, like I said, this is what the Chiefs have did. And like I said, the Bills just did. The Baltimore was doing this as far as not spending too much on receivers, but with the Ravens, you end up drafting a Zay Flowers. They're going to pay him. You're going to keep a guy like that.
Yeah.
As long as he's producing. What I'm seeing with Tyreek Hill, he's still Tyreek Hill, but it's just the production is not matching, the cost that you're paying. And same with Waddle as well, too. So, I would say reduce that. Probably get some veteran linemen, too, which are rookie linemen or young linemen. And protect Tua, run the ball. I like that they run with Achane and when Mostert's healthy. And they got the other rookie. So I think they have the structure there. Let's just kind of
it's a revamp type of thing.
Yeah, put those assets towards the line. Because Tua, I think, could play, another 7 to 8, 9 years if you just protect him.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
His style of play. Stay in the pocket. Don't stop running. But stay in the pocket.
He finally learned how to slide. So he finally learned how to slide.
Yeah, just don't. He's a gamer, man. It's like I gotta respect. Like, this dude's like, hey, I'm playing football. It's like, okay, I get it. But get down. But he can run the system perfectly. You see that this year, y'all have learned a lot about the structure of the team. So now it's like, okay, let's put those assets towards the line. Run the ball more. And Tua can hit these guys no matter what receiver it is. That's what we're learning. So,
I agree, man. And if we can add a little something on defense, but our defense is just I'm okay with it right now. It's just
solid.
They're on the field so much that it's at a point where they're gonna mess up eventually. Because they're out there so much trying to recover from the offense. So.
Defense is fine. Yeah, defense is fine. I don't see a problem with their defense. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, this season's not over yet.
Right.
If I'll pull up their schedule here just to, because again, they are 2 losses now. The Broncos play tomorrow, so I mean, it's very well the Broncos could lose, but right now they're 2 losses behind them. With the Dolphins, let me go to the screen. After Thanksgiving, they got
the Jets
at home with the Jets, at Texans, welcoming these banged up Niners, and then going to the Cleveland Browns. I mean, these are all winnable games.
Yeah. To be
They're
honest with
all
you,
winnable games.
looking at this roster right here of teams, the only team I'm like a little worried about the most is the Browns. To be honest with you, after seeing these other three teams, because the Jets are going to beat themselves as they did today.
Yeah, the Jets are just the Jets are a joke.
Houston's just fighting themselves, and then the Niners are banged up. So yeah, I mean the only big team that I'm really worried about is the Browns right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, they have there's still a path for them, and there's the season. Like I said, we're still not at Christmas yet. I mean, we're just getting past Thanksgiving, and they are still in the hunt. So that's what you ask for, especially after the injuries, after not having your quarterback. So yeah, just kind of throw the ball up and see what happens. So interesting stuff there as far as with the NFL. Like I said, we'll keep our eye on that. We, night views. We're doing this every Sunday night football night towards the second half of the game, and sometimes the game gets interesting. We did a little watch along a couple weeks there, but the game wasn't worth it. And it was a final anyway. We knew the Bills would win that. So let's just transition briefly here, and I keep forgetting my startup music, but just real quick with the NBA, because again, it's still early in the NBA.
Yeah.
Kind of break down a lot with them, but just want to give props. I just watched this game right before the Sunday night football game. Cavs still best record in the league, only 3 losses, and they went toe-to-toe with the defending champs, the Celtics.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell went off in the fourth quarter. Just on a glance of the NBA, this team and if there's any other standout teams, but props to the Cavs. They're playing this style of NBA right now where it's like 43 pointers a game, right? That's what a lot of people are doing.
Yeah.
They have a great front line with Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. You got the backcourt, Mitchell with Garland. I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, this is a championship, but it's like just Cavs are playing good, man.
This team has a potential to do something very special. I could just outside looking in, seeing the career, growing up, seeing Donovan Mitchell coming from Utah, coming over to Cleveland. Pretty much Utah was his team. Seeing him come here, I've never seen this guy. We all thought it was going to be one season in Cleveland and he was going to leave. This man really loves where he's at. Like, he's enjoying himself. You see him smiling. He loves the culture. He loves what the team is bringing. Like, he found his spot. He found his place, and they believe in him. And that is what's changing the aroma in this team, man. It's crazy seeing all these people, all these players rally around each other and just ball. They're just balling right now. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah. Like I said, they're playing great, man. As standings here, 18-3. They just beat the Celtics head-to-head, so they retain the best record in the league. Out of these first, handful of teams here, the Bucks, they had a tough start, but they're actually turning it around.
Yeah.
The Knicks, which I know just low-key you hate the Knicks because you're a Heat fan, but like the Knicks, they're figuring out that formula with Cat. And Brunson's passing the ball more.
Right. So let me clear it up. Yes, I'm a Heat fan. I don't like the Knicks. Yes, but this is what I will say. They listened to it. Somebody in the organization was watching Night Views when I was doing my rant about the Knicks. Because I said it, and I said it when this trade happened. I personally didn't like the trade because of what you are expecting Towns to do every night. But Towns is doing it now. Like, he's actually doing it. He's not shooting, 53s a night. He's actually pounding, going to the paint, doing the layups. He'll have a couple jump shots. The ball's moving around. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. And he's getting rebounds, which is huge for them, which is what they needed. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give him props. I'm gonna say all that just to give him props. They are balling. They are balling right now. but it's that consistency level. Is he going to stay doing this for the whole season? It's like you said, it's very early because, Towns always has these seasons where throughout the seasons he has great, games and stuff like that. But then he finds a little loophole where he starts to back off of it, and then playoffs comes around. Next thing you know, he's not playing like how he was. So if he can stay consistent, the Knicks can make some noise this season.
Yeah, I mean, and the Knicks are going to be pretty competitive when the East kind of shakes out. And I think the question I have is a team I think everyone's high on, the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Banchero's been out for like a month. Franz Wagner has stepped up, and he's actually putting out all-star numbers. Like, he's getting like 23 plus a game, like 7 and 6. Like, I know no one watches the Orlando Magic out there, and I watch it when I can. They're playing some good ball, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think this is a fluke that they're up there.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, being a Florida, resident myself and a Miami Heat fan, I'm a little worried. I circle them on the matchup list because that's a battle for Florida right there. Right now, if the season were to end, we will be playing the first round of the playoffs, and I would not like that. I would not like that. I hope between 4 and 5 we can move around there,
Well, I like just the rise of this team. I mean, it's, all homegrown talent, so to speak.
Yeah.
They drafted all these guys, and they add like a veteran like KCP. That's perfect. That's perfect GM, and like just put these championship level players, veterans. I still think they're a piece away. I don't know where that's at, but just I'm talking about around like trade deadline. Like so you called out Suggs before the season started. He stepped up, giving you about 14 a game. So that's what you need from guys like that. Man, Carroll, he has to come back and be that all-star for that team.
It's crazy because before he got hurt, man, he was doing triple doubles each night. Like heavy triple doubles, not like just 10 points, 10. No, like he was putting up numbers. Now you mentioned the trade deadline. One person a lot of people need to start circling on their calendar, it's happening, is Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, if he ends up on this team, you make that work. You make that work because he's a scrapper, and if he's on there, especially you get a Pablo in there, you got a KCP, you got Suggs.
Honestly, I like Ingram. Like, he was drafted by my Lakers, so I
feel like you say every time you bring up.
We had to sacrifice him for AD, so it's all good. Good trade, but Ingram, I'm very picky. It's like wherever team picks up Ingram, I'm looking at what Orlando Magic has going. I would rather them go get a De'Aaron Fox. I would rather Magic go and get him. And just a compliment, you got Banchero. Wagner stepped up. I mean, again, he's going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
Wagner is. And he's not even the best player on their team. So it's like maybe some backcourt. Because even though Suggs is solid and you got some guards back there, you put De'Aaron Fox on the backcourt and you got Banchero and Wagner up front. You're talking about, this isn't just a one-and-done team. Like, you're like, they may push Celtics in a series. That's how they're building their team right now.
Like, I agree with that. I can see that, but the only reason why I didn't say Fox or Fox is because this is his pay year. He's looking to get paid. Yeah. So if you do make that trade, is the Magic going to pay him for the future or just have him for that one, 1 year that they trade for him? Whereas my theory, and this is my theory, just spitting it out there, I've been seeing how he's been playing. I've been seeing a team. I think I said it in the last stream too. The Warriors. I believe Steph Curry is in a part in his career where he is a way better player moving without the ball in his hands, catch and shoot, moving the ball around. Imagine him with Fox next to him, providing the distributing the ball to everyone, finding a wide open Curry. That to me is where I see Fox can make a big. And right now, they don't really have big names over there. They can pay Fox what he thinks he's deserved. So that's my theory. But yeah,
what's weird to me with the Warriors, because I mean, if we're doing trade scenarios, I'd rather them go get an Ingram. Like I would rather Warriors have it. So it's like because you can ISO Ingram. And then you can run Curry off screens like he normally does. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could see that work. I mean, De'Aaron Fox would be an asset to any team. But there's some options out there for sure.
Ingram did sign with Clutch Sports. So I don't know if that means maybe the Lakers are looking for him. But, making him a homecoming back to the Lakers.
Hey, man, it's all on the table, man, because, like, let's go to the West, and since we kind of brought the Warriors and the Lakers, again, the top 7 there. The Lakers, they're in the middle of the pack. Warriors, they were having a good start. They kind of hit a little skid. If we're kind of looking at the bottom here, the Nuggets are just the Nuggets. They're not gonna, they're gonna ride with Jokic, and they're just gonna, wherever they end up, they're gonna end up, but. The Mavs, Luka's been out for a couple of games, and we'll see what they do. But as far as Lakers and Warriors, both of those teams there, it's like they got to kind of make a move, to be taken seriously. Now, Ingram on the Lakers, that's what I think. Now, I guess there's a lot of LeBron fans out there. I don't know. Maybe they're mostly bots. I don't know sometimes. But I'm happy when LeBron does less. Now, I like how the team looks when he just, you get LeBron a fast break, he's still the best in the world in the open floor. He still has it. You know what I mean? With whatever he's juicing with, he still has it open floor. But half court, that's when you got like an Ingram. Now, AD, it comes and goes. He wants to, he doesn't demand the ball in the fourth quarter. I can see Ingram saying, "Hey, give me the ball."
Yeah.
Give me the ball, play through me. The Lakers need a player like that. Now, the Warriors, I think, again, you can't just get the ball to Steph and say, okay, Steph, ISO and take us home. It's like, no, Steph has to come off screen. So I think Ingram for either of these teams, just a long way of me saying, I agree.
I even throw a third team in the mix there. I'll throw Mavs because I feel like that was – I think so because seeing how they played last season in the NBA Finals against Boston, they needed that spot. Porzingis in that 4 spot ate him alive. So imagine a guy like Ingram in that 4 spot with him. Yeah, you have Lively. Yeah, you have PJ Washington, which no shade on them. They are having a great season so far. They are balling. But imagine shooting down a PJ Washington or have a PJ Washington coming off the bench or whatnot, but having Ingram who can actually shoot consistently, compared to these players, and his defense is a lot better. So I think it'll be a cool mix up, even if you throw Ingram in that 3rd spot. You have I know they have Clay in that 3rd spot right now to catch and shoot, but I would push Clay to the bench and have Ingram starting. And that to me would be a scary bench lineup, having Clay come off the bench and having Ingram as your starting 3rd.
I wonder with the Mavs if they kind of need more of a big man, and this is just wild theories we do here on Night Views. But if the Kings are in a given mood,
Sabonis,
going for Sabonis, exactly. Mavs go get Sabonis.
Would you be surprised? And this is just with all the, since we are talking about it right now, right? All the hoopla that's going around with AD, talking about he's not that guy. He doesn't demand the ball. Do you see Lakers offering up AD in a trade if it's right?
I don't, only because he signed his extension. I think the Lakers is this is Hollywood.
Yeah.
Lakers gonna get rid of their stars. They never do. I remember back in the day when the team was terrible after Shaq left, And Kobe actually demanded a trade. People will be surprised. Like Kobe really demanded. Like Kobe wanted to leave that hellhole, right? And the Lakers was like, we're not Kobe. We're not trading you. Like, what do you? we keep our stuff. Like they just didn't want to pay Shaq like at that time like $25 million, which is nothing now. But it's like so we got to pick one of the two. We'll pick the younger guy, Kobe. So that's why Shaq got traded. If people don't know, but it's like the Lakers. No, they're not getting rid of AD, and the Lakers. They're about the storyline. They said it. That's why they drafted Bronny to make history. Wasn't to make the team better. Wasn't to, they were just, this is a nice story. So, no, I don't see. But, I mean, the Lakers, they're always swinging for the fences. And if a certain player in Milwaukee demands a trade, they will put together everything possible. They will trade everybody except AD and LeBron to get a Giannis Antetokounmpo. If he demands, I'm just silently waiting for him to be like, I'm done. Because the Lakers will trade everyone. I'm talking about everyone.
I know for a fact a player that will be leaving before the trade deadline, that is D'Angelo Russell, because LeBron does not like that guy, and neither does JJ Redick. Like JJ Redick.
Yeah.
When I saw JJ Redick freaking almost break a chair on the sideline, that was nuts.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, those teams are in transition. I still think the Mavs have enough, but like you said, in the finals, they got exposed.
Yeah.
It's
like you said, they need one piece. They just need one, nothing crazy. Just need one piece.
Like I said, they just need, it can't be like in the finals, ISO Luka, dribble, shoot a three. Like, you got to do. That's why I say, I wouldn't mind an Ingram. I just don't know how the dynamics will work on that team. I wouldn't mind an Ingram there, but like I said, if they had a Sabonis, I mean, that's a wild theory, but I'm just saying, if they had a Sabonis, that'd be kind of nasty for the Mavericks. But Warriors, Lakers, we'll see. With the Grizzlies, my rookie of the year, my early before season rookie of the year pick, Zach Edey, playing solid. The big man is coming back, just like the running back. For the NFL. So Ja Morant, surrounded with shooters, and you have a big man. This is what the Grizzlies, they're supposed to be when healthy, right? This is what they're supposed to be at.
Yeah. With the Grizzlies, I see them more like right now they're just, they're revamping, they're collecting themselves from the craziness of last season. They're silently like just, cruising along through competition and stuff like that. I do like what they're doing over there. And Ja has really changed his game. He's being more of a distributor. He still scores. He still gets his points, gets his rebounds and all that, but he's distributing that ball a lot more, and it's making these other players love playing with him even more. So it's cool to see.
Yeah. I was a fan of Ja Morant, all that off court stuff, Ja, like, just be professional for a couple months out of the year. Yeah. Then go to all the strip clubs you want then, But outside of that, the Rockets, the Rockets remind me of the Magic last year. Like a young team, overachieving, they're just happy to be here. Yes. They're going to get smashed first round, I'm sure, by anybody in the playoffs. But it's good to see, like I said, just open style play for the Rockets. But again, this is just they're just running up and down, taking these early games more seriously than probably the older teams. You know what I'm saying? The Rockets are doing, in my opinion. And then, like I said, the Thunder are the class of the West.
Yeah.
This is like, when you have these teams go through the process. The Thunder did it. They drafted well. They really didn't sign too many veterans here and there. They got like a couple pieces. You kind of homegrown the MVP.
Yeah.
SGA, so I like the Thunder. Right now, I would say they should be favored. I think they're a complete team.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you there. I really do think one cool storyline I saw a couple weeks ago that I think would be a nice pickup for them, but I mean, I don't know if anybody in the league still likes this guy, but Dwight Howard coming off the bench for them, especially with them losing Chet for a little bit, due to injury, having a veteran big guy like that, come in and No play on words here,
Yeah.
but to take over the game,
Yeah.
in that sense as a big man. I'm trying to use my words carefully here, Sil, when we talk about Dwight Howard. All right.
Hey, man, we're just talking about on the court. We're just
Yeah,
going
on
to
the
stick
course,
on the
yeah,
court.
on the
Yeah,
course stuff, yeah.
I don't want to say nothing else off the court with Dwight Howard. But no, I mean, hey, Dwight, he knows his role out here. I mean, he helped my Lakers get a championship. And he's been one of the best big men as far as in my lifetime. I think, but he, like I say, he knows his role now. And I think any of these teams, I would say, outside of the Grizz got their big man. Probably the Warriors could use Dwight Howard. My Lakers, obviously.
Mavericks, like you said,
are good. Mavs are good with their front court. They got that twin tower thing. But heck, the Thunder could use Dwight Howard for 10 minutes a game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Throw him out there, because Chet don't want to play 5, so you could
that would
Dwight
be
Howard.
Crazy. That would be crazy. Imagine Howard with Chet. Oh man.
I mean, they kill the boards right there and protect the rim. He still got it with that. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But yeah, like I said, I like the Thunder early, and like I said, Chet's out for a couple months, so they'll be even better. I think by playoff time. So we'll see. We'll kind of see how the NBA again, leading up to Christmas time. When we get to Christmas time, we'll kind of have a better idea of these teams, and especially when we get closer to the trade deadline, the NBA will just go crazy. That's just what they do around that time. But as we kind of wind this one out, again, here with Night Views, we're here during the Sunday Night Football second half every Sunday, and we'll definitely check any of the storylines that's going on in the NFL. We'll bring more college stuff as we go. After the holidays, I'm kind of behind getting all set up with stuff, but I take my time off for the holidays, But
yes, sir.
But yeah, so definitely we'll be back next Sunday. Links to if you're watching this on YouTube on the Sil Abdul Sports or the Night Views official podcast channel, links in the description for Carlos' channel as well on YouTube. And shout out to the love on X Twitter. We got some great viewership tonight. The best way to support us on Twitter, wherever you're watching, wherever feed you're watching it, share the tweet, share the video, comment under it. That definitely helps supporters as well. And on a side note, because catching up from the holidays, got tons of geek stuff I'm doing. Most people would know me more for my geek and film stuff. Really exciting stuff coming. Like I said, obviously the geek side, DC, CCXP coming up next weekend. So I'm going to be very busy with that. And then we got some other stuff. I'm going to be covering some other film genre stuff, entertainment stuff that kind of queuing up as well too. So stay tuned on all fronts. Carlos, what's coming up for you, man?
So next week I have my final adult league basketball game, so I'll be recording that live on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. I was able to link them all up in there. What I am doing for the month of December, we are doing a Christmas marathon. Each week we're doing a new Christmas movie. We're doing a watch along on my Twitch and here on Twitter as well. And then on the sports front, now that I'm coming into my last week, I am doing reactions now. Again, I'm going to ramp up on that. And other than that, man, I'm gaming. And you talked about geek stuff, man. And you know me, part of Sil Nation all day, every day, man. I officially got my Comic-Con tickets for next year, man. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. I have to figure out how I get the ticket. I know I got the receipt and everything. I don't know if I have to pick it up at the kiosk or they send it home.
They're supposed to mail it to you. Yeah.
Okay, so they mail it. All right. It's my first time being in San Diego, so there's going to be vlogs coming. It's going to be crazy. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
That's what's up. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to really camp out and get those tickets, but I may still do something like because basically how Comic-Con is, everybody's just outside with these events, and you got the convention center right there. So I may just be out and I may just pass through San Diego one day or something. I may just do that.
Okay.
And get some content with that. It's definitely, man, it's worth all the hype Comic-Con is, and it's gonna be interesting for DC.
Man, that's I had to be there, man. As you see, I'm the DC guy. I got Superman all over the place.
Hey, we need somebody to represent it for sure. For sure, that's gonna
man.
be that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. So we'll definitely see how we wind up to that. And like I said, CCXP next week, this weekend coming up, should be pretty exciting for DC as well. We're expecting a certain trailer, if not there, soon. So
and Superman and Lois tomorrow, the final episode of the series. I'll be on Twitch live. We'll be streaming it live on there and all that good stuff tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll try to pass through there. My Mondays are kind of crazy, but I'll try to pass through to support that stream. Definitely, y'all check out Carlos watching the final episode ever. One of the best series.
I'm not ready, man.
It's probably the best Superman series ever. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah. Out of all the ones growing up seeing, I mean, Smallville is obviously, but the thing is, so Superman and Lois was shorter. Like every season was a banger.
Yeah,
like, I can't.
There was
Smallville, you had a couple. You know,
it was fillers. It was fillers, man.
Yeah, it's still my favorite show ever. Smallville is just my favorite show.
I still watch it to this day, man. I watch it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I still watch it all the way through. You know, I take my time, but Superman and Lois is up there. It's definitely
it's just crazy to me how the CW, if you want to call it CW verse, it started with Superman. And poetically, it's ending with Superman. So it's awesome, man. Mm-hmm. I really do enjoy that. And, man, I'm excited.
Good stuff. So you already know where to catch us, all these different links and stuff to catch us at. But next Sunday, we'll be back for Night Views as well. Till next time, Abdul, Silos, we out here.